Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Tone here, and today we got some Pokemon Go PvP. Yeah, I've decided to finally make a video, so here we go, getting started off. We have a Alolan Muck into the Talon Flame. Now, I'm actually running a team buy, though. I don't have any XL candy, so this is the best I've got. I've only recently reached level 40. So here we are, Talon Flame is at 3. I'm expecting a Brave Bird here, so I do decide to shield. If he does send it off, then he will probably switch out, which I'm expecting, so I don't send off my Dark Pulse. I farm. I see the Walrus come in, so now I'm going to send in an Acid Spray. This is to lower the defense, and I'll send in my Machamp to hopefully farm this thing down. So let's see, we send in the Machamp, and there we go. These counters are doing a ton of damage. Okay, we got one charge move coming up. I'm just going to let this go. It's just going to be a nice little spear. It's not a Shadow Walrus, so this shouldn't do much. You see, yeah, it chunks a little bit, but still above half. Here we go, I'm going to farm up a little bit over, and I'm going to send out the cross chop. This should kill if he doesn't shield, but I do believe he does expend his shield here. And as we can see him do it, so I'm going to commit to the farm down here. Not before one more comes through. I do need to save this shield for Talon Flame in the late game, so I've decided to no shield it. I did think I'd lose this matchup, but my Machamp survived at 1 HP. And there we go, we got a cross chop loaded for whatever comes in. So we're probably just going to throw this out right away. And let's see what comes in. And it's the Cresselia that comes in. So that Psycho is going to kill me, unfortunately, but we do get the cross chop off. I do wish it was against a better target, but here we go. Yeah, it does no damage there. And now we're going to bring in a Alolan Muck. It just has a better matchup here compared to the Giratina, and we can use the Giratina on the Talon Flame in the back. So I'm not going to bait. I'm just going to go straight for Dark Pulse. And let's see what he does. And he no shields. Yeah, that's why you don't want to bait sometimes. Cresselia can tank that pretty easily, and some of them don't shield. So we're going to save the shield right here for Giratina against the Talon Flame. So we're not going to shield anything here. There we go. And now the Talon Flame comes in. We get a couple poison jabs. He's not yet at the Brave Bird, so we're going to overfarm just a little bit. Send out the Dark Pulse. Now he's at 3 flame charges, so he has enough for both of his moves. So let's see, what do we do here? We send that out, and we go into Giratina to farm down. And right before we don't get it, so we are going to commit the shield here, I believe, because the Brave Bird will hurt more. Yeah, there it is. It comes through. We shield that, and now it's an easy farm down. So Cresselia still has 1 shield left. I'm going to go for the Shadow Sneak here. This will knock out, so if they decide to call on bait, they will lose. So let's see what they do. They decided to shield that, so they didn't want to call my bait. And now I'm actually going to go, well, I'm going to tank a move first. I've lost track of how much energy this Cresselia has. So we'll see. One Blue Blast comes through. And the next one will knock me out. So I do decide to pull the trigger early and go for Dragon Claw. I don't want to end up dying with the move, so I don't think they were close, though, to the next move. Because although this doesn't kill, you see, we'll just Shadow Claw this down. And yeah, it's game over. He knew it was over and stopped attacking. Alright, getting to the next battle. We have a Alolan Muck versus Drapion. Okay, so let's see. It's a pretty neutral lead. I'm doing resist to him. He's doing resisted to me. So we're going to start this off by farming up. There's a simple farm up here. I'm not going to throw the Acid Spray right away. I do want to see if he gets a Crunch debuff, because if he does, I do need to swap out. So let's see what happens. So he lands a Crunch, and it does not debuff me. Perfect. So now I'm going to send out the Acid Spray. I'll lower his defense. There we go. And now we're just going to farm up a bit. Okay, that should just be another Crunch. I don't think I need to shield this. Okay, and now we're at our Dark Pulse. We're just going to throw this right away while he's double debuffed. We don't want him to swap out and clear that. Does some pretty good damage for resistant damage, to be honest. Now we're going to farm up here. Now this will be another Crunch. This will get me really low. And here I was thinking I might want to save my Alolan Muck. So I try to swap out the Machamp to see if I can snipe it down. I do get a Google notification. And in comes a Deoxys defense. This is not good for Machamp. So we're just gonna throw a Rock Slide. I'll do some chip damage. This is where I do wish I had payback. But it is what it is. Rock Slide does come in use sometimes as well. So I can't really do much here with my champ, so I'm not going to shield. And actually the opponent makes a mistake. He Rock Slides. So that does no damage to me, which actually lets me get off another Rock Slide. He could have just Psycho Boosted, but I guess he didn't want to because it would lower his attack. But for us, it's great. We'll get another Rock Slide off. Gonna do some pretty decent damage. Next one will KO. So he's gonna throw a move right now. If this is a Rock Slide, I don't think it kills. It's actually unfortunate. I do wish it does. Because as you see now, he's gonna get a little extra farm here, which is unfortunate. And down I go. I believe I bring the Giratina here, try to get ahead on energy. Yes, I do. There we go. And in comes his own Giratina. So this is 2 shields to 2 shields. Giratina versus Giratina. Send out 1 Dragon Claw here. And yeah, he does block that. Makes sense. Just gonna farm up. I do try to catch on my lone luck. Unfortunately, my opponent did not throw immediately, which is pretty good play by him. So we do get to the Dark Pulse, but unfortunately I gave him quite a bit of farm there, which is not good. So we'll see. Yeah, he shields that. Now we do have 2 shields, but it's our Giratina versus the world. So let's see what happens here. That sends in 1 Dragon Claw. Okay, we shield that up. We go right away for a Dragon Claw. That was a CMP tie. Sorry, I brought up my taskbar there. There we go, do some damage. Now the next one comes in. I do want to shield this because it can farm me down if I don't, but I am worried about the Drapion and the Deoxys in the back. I'm not quite sure how much energy they have on there. So I'm going to farm up here. I do want to throw before they get to the move, and they make an excellent catch. They catch us on Deoxys. I'm not going to pop any bubbles. I need to try to get as much energy as I can so I can throw back into it. But maybe I should have. There's a little bit of a mistake. I did not realize they were at a Psycho Boost. This is going to do a little bit of damage. Get me under half there. I am almost at the Dragon Claw. You can see I'm spam clicking. I need to get this Dragon Claw before their Giratina does. They are quite close on it, but they actually send in the Drapion. So I thought I could overfarm a little bit and send the Dragon Claw, but no, he is at the crunch, and that is a good game. Alright, let's head into the next battle here. So I did have a little bit of a recording issue. It just started off with I was on the low of the muck, and I did a nice catch and caught the Sacred Sword on my Giratina. Okay, so we're jumping in here. He is not switch locked, so I do want to be careful. I don't want to throw on a move that he can catch, so I'm not going to shield this. Like, worst thing, it could be a Stone Edge, but this isn't stab, and it's pretty tanky, so yeah, you can see Giratina eats it up quite good. And now he brings his own Giratina, and I have 2 Dragon Claws loaded, so this actually isn't looking too bad. There you go, we're going to throw 1 out here. That does some nice damage. Going to farm up just a little bit, and then we're going to send out the other one. There we go, another Dragon Claw coming through. This can do quite a bit of damage. Can we get to the 3rd? No, he's at the move. I do decide to shield this. I want to get that 3rd Dragon Claw off. Just because I'm so close on energy here, so we send that off. Now here I'm thinking I don't want to get farmed down, so I immediately go into my muck. And I do throw the Dark Pulse before he gets to his Dragon Claw to just force him to make a decision whether or not he wants to save the Giratina or let it go. He does decide to let it go. That's a good call. And in comes in the Cobalion. Now I do get a little bit of the GPL lag here, which is very unfortunate. As you can see, I'm just clicking here. Seems we both had it though. He is at a Sacred Sword here. It only does neutral. I don't need a shield. I don't want to save my low muck here. This is a pretty bad matchup. I have to put my trust in my Machamp. And so we're just going for a Dark Pulse, get some chip damage in. There's no point in going for an Aspray. He's not going to shield this, and he can just swap out right after. So we go for Dark Pulse, get some damage in. As you can see, that does nothing. And I'm glad he throws here. He definitely could have farmed up a little more, and I think it's a mistake by my opponent. And he does not knock me out. He gets a 1 more farm. I think he might have undercharged that. That was pretty good. Okay, now we just gotta send in our Machamp and hope for the best. So So let's see, we wait out the clock just in case we need to make catch, and there we go, Machamp comes in. And what's in the back? It's our Registeel. Now our Machamp can definitely take this on. Okay, we got one cross chop coming on. There we go, that does quite good damage. After the counters, the next one will knock out, but I do know he has some energy, and I wanted to try to catch a Zap Cannon there. Unfortunately, he does not throw. Pretty smart by my opponent to hold off there on the catch, and he Focus Blast me. So he was trying to do that to get some extra farm, but he did charge it a little too much, where I'm actually only a few lock-ons to dead. So I actually throw my Dragon Claw because I know I can't get to my Shadow Sneak, and there you go. See, I would have died with it. And now it's all up to the Machamp. So we can throw this cross chop before he gets to the next one. This will force him to either shield. Well, to shield if he wants to get next move off, and let's see what he does. He lets it go. He's putting the Trust Cabalion. His Cabalion's low. All I gotta do is counter this thing down. So in comes Sacred Sword. I am gonna shield this. It's the strongest hitting move. There's no baits here. It's just gonna Sacred Sword, and now I just fully counter down. I don't need to throw my move. He knows it's over, and he surrenders. Thank you very much for watching.